Well, I want to just say that I'm excited to represent Jacksonville University, my team. This is history for us, it being the first time participating in the NCAA tournament. And we expect to come out, have fun, and like I told Coach Staley, make them sweat a little bit.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the student athletes up front?
David Coniger with the stage. If each of you could just comment on just how excited you are to be here and to win the Atlantic 10 and get the first tournament berth in school history.
First, speaking from me, myself, and my teammates, we're blessed to have the opportunity to play on the big stage in front of a big crowd and then play against a top team. Winning the ASUN championship was a great feeling for all of us. Like you said, being history. So I feel like we're going to go out here and put on for Jacksonville, do what we have to do.
I also agree with Rihanna. I believe that winning the ASUN was something that we expected to do at the beginning of the year. And so to actually accomplish it, once you do something you say you want to do and you actually accomplish it, it's a great feeling coming from that. And just to make history, and like Coach Jill said and Rihanna said, to represent for Jacksonville and the ASUN as well.
I agree with my teammates. I feel extremely blessed, extremely honored, and ready to play. Very excited to be here.
Question on the left side.
For any of you three kind of staying along the same lines, have you heard about the crowds that they have here at South Carolina? How excited are you to play in front of such a large crowds?
This wouldn't be the first time we played in front of big crowds. We played against Wake Forest when they sold out their gym as well. So it's a great atmosphere, and we're ready to play.
Question in the back.
Pete Iacobelli, Associated Press. Kristen, how easy has it been to kind of put aside the excitement of the Atlantic Sun Championship and getting here, and then to focus on the task at hand in South Carolina?
I believe it's something you have to do in and out through each game. From one game to the next, you can't bring what happened then to the next one. So I think that our coaches have prepared us and gave us the game plan and, helped us focus along with our teammates helping us focus.
Any other questions for up there in the center?
Kyle Heck with Spurs and Feathers. Coach, obviously you had a relationship with Coach
Question
State.
just for the student athletes.
Oh, sorry.
We'll get to the coach in a second. Any more for the student athletes? We can get them. Okay, thank you, ladies. You're good to go. All right, I'll let you re-ask your question now.
Sorry about that. It slipped my mind. But anyways, just talk about that relationship and how she kind of said you kind of forced yourself to be her one of her mentors. How did that come about, and what makes her stand out to you?
I don't know that force is the correct verbiage, but definitely we've had a relationship for over a decade, and it was more natural because, she is the face of women's basketball, in my opinion, and a lot that I do with this program, I model behind Dawn Staley and what she's done here and at Temple. I think not step for step, but definitely the how and the why. How she has built this program into a powerhouse by trying to retain local talent and building it up from kids that bought into what she's doing, and just why she got into the profession, just for the complete love for the game, wanting to develop young people.
Question here in the front.
Coach, a couple of questions. Just how good does it feel to be back in the state after your time at Clemson? And do you look forward to reuniting with George Washington and one of the players you recruited to Clemson there?
Yes, it's just great. It came back full circle. I don't think we'll get boos like we did when I was a Tiger. You know how deep that goes. But it's a blessing to come back. I expect to have about a dozen friends and family from Clemson come to the game tomorrow. And I saw John Quell on the way out. We were leaving, and they were coming in for practice, and we just hugged each other and just so excited to see, what she's done. It's no surprise. And I just look forward to being there for her every step of the way. Obviously, I coach her in the summer with the national team, and we definitely talk at least once a week. So I'm just really happy for her, but even more so that I get to see her, right now.
Question on the left here.
They brought up that Wake Forest game, and to my question to them, you kept it to 6. How much do you lean on that game with such a large crowd and the crowd you'll be facing out here tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we play a tough non-conference schedule. We don't get the type of, crowds that, you would get out of South Carolina or any place. And they had a kids' day, and it was about 10,000 kids, and it was just an incredible atmosphere. Now, if I knew we were playing South Carolina in the first round, maybe we would have, gone a couple more places. But we've played a tough schedule. Florida State, Syracuse, they all carry decent crowds. And that's why we do it, to prepare ourselves really for conference, to be honest. But it's going to pay off now that we're getting ready to play South Carolina. That's for certain.
Question in the back.
Pete Iacobelli, Associated Press. Yolett, how difficult was it to kind of maintain that relationship with Coach Staley? You going to junior college,
Yeah.
she's got her career and the Olympics
Yeah.
to worry about, things like that. It's almost like a real big commitment on both your parts to really keep it going.
It just speaks to the type of person she is. Just a great person. There's never been a time that I've called and she hadn't reached out and she hadn't picked up. There's been several occasions where she's even talked to my team on my behalf, and she just wants to see other young coaches be successful, and it was a natural thing. And so it really has been seamless, because I'm dealing with FIBA and national play in the summer, and so is she. But whenever we have an opportunity, more so via text message, we stay in touch. And then after it got announced, her staff, they text me right away. So,
Question on the left.
After winning that tournament championship and just over the last, how much of a whirlwind have the last few days been for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been incredible. The media presence that we've received, the people don't know. A lot of people think we're in Alabama. They think we may be Jacksonville State. And so this is just incredible for the university, the exposure. A lot of people like, oh, my God, you guys are playing the #1 team. But there's a win through it regardless. The fact that we get to play on a national scene versus the new face of women's basketball with Don Staley, someone that I model my program by, in front of incredible fans, and we're going to bring our little fan base. So you'll look out for the Green Dolphins because we have fan buses coming up and whatnot, and just the opportunity to get the exposure for the university and for these young ladies that work so hard to get here.
Question up front.
In terms of game preparation, Coach, South Carolina can come at you a lot of different ways, a lot of weapons. Can you just try to stop maybe one, or do you have to try to just kind of get your arms around the whole team?
Yeah, I mean, come on, they lost one game all year. So, I'm not in the locker room talking to my team about how we're going to beat them. I'm in the locker room talking to my team about how we can make the game competitive and then see what happens. But usually that's my approach for every game. I try to be pretty consistent. I think that they're a great team, but as every team, they have weaknesses, and we're just going to try to expose those things and keep it low scoring.
Yolett, do you worry at all about, with all the excitement, them being able to kind of get out of that moment and focus on what you came here to do?
Honestly, it has crossed my mind, this being their first time. And I'm more of a live in the moment type of coach. And so that's why we came up a day early, so they can just let loose and go to Frankie Fun Park and have a good time and start to dial it down today and then obviously tonight and tomorrow. So that the transition can be a little smooth. But, I mean, it's tough. This is the biggest stage for women's basketball. And my staff and I, we're going to do our best to calm them down as much as possible. I expect nerves. I think if you're not nervous, then you don't care. but I just don't want it to become overwhelming.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much.